Wiseman William Aite.
Hello Ghana, hello Africa, and hello to everyone who believes and follows and loves and lives for hockey. This is the first edition of Center Pass, and this afternoon we're going to talk more about Ghana hockey. We're going to delve into issues regarding the Greater Accra hockey when they had their presser to talk more about the upcoming season, and also we'll try and go over to see the state of Ghana hockey so far. I hope you join us and stay with us for the next 60 minutes as we bring you analysis of all this. That is per our understanding and how we see Ghana hockey. So if your name is mentioned, or if maybe your area or your office is brought in, please don't be offended, okay? That's just from our point of view. My name is Wiseman William Aite, and I'm here with
Mista Boakye, as you already know.
Okay, so first of all, Mr. Boakye, let's talk more about.
But first and foremost, what I want us to do is to pay tribute to your dad, who passed away sorrowfully. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, to have a dad who really supports. I know by now, if he was actually alive by now, he would have actually been sitting just behind his phone, just watching and just listening to what we are actually about to talk about. And so wherever he is, we pay tribute to you, and my condolences, Mr. Wiseman. We know that the family is holding up really well, and I know that everything is going to go out successfully.
All right, thank you so much. And also, talking about tribute, we pay tribute to the late Kester, Uncle Kester, a very phenomenal figure, image there when it comes to hockey. He has done a lot for Ghana hockey, and not even just hockey, but football as well, for the likes of Accra Hearts of Oak. So when we talk of sports in Ghana, Uncle Kester Ajawo, may his soul rest in peace. And also, I think a hockey player who plays for Ghana, please, Alfred Ntiamwa, is part of the national team. Yes, he also lost his dad 2 weeks ago, and so we wish all those who have lost, we express our condolences to you, and we believe that the Almighty God will comfort you and your family. So, Mr. Boakye, it's been a year, it's been 12 months.
It's been a long time since we actually came online like this to actually have a fruitful, like we have a discussion like that. We actually came to talk. I mean, hockey. Since the beginning of Corona, we've really felt that hockey had been lost. If it wasn't as a result of we bringing in probably I-League to make it look like probably hockey is alive, we can even play it outside of the pitch. It was like there was no communication from nowhere, looking at the point where we are actually going to engage people to actually even equally talk about hockey at every point in time. So I think that there's a lot of work that needs to be done when it comes to like hockey in terms of administration. But quick one, this one, last weekend, Charlie, your team, what happened? Barcelona.
Oh.
Barcelona.
Over the week, Charlie. It wasn't easy.
Your team, what happened? I know if it was you, you would have called my team and I would have lambasted me because Tottenham didn't even get.
But it's not going on. It's not going on too well for most of the big clubs.
Sell Messi.
I think selling Messi at this point economically will help the club, but on the field of play, we still need someone to step up, someone to.
But as it stands now, like nobody's actually, apart from him. I mean, I get you. Apart from him, nobody's actually putting that pivotal role with what he's actually doing. But Charlie.
He's doing what he can do. I think he's the cause. I'm waiting for the day he will say he's leaving, but I'll move.
But he has already said it before.
No. In the past, it was because we left. We couldn't qualify to the next stage of the Champions League due to certain abysmal performance from individual players. But for this time around, he's the cause. He missed that penalty.
So if
he says he's leaving,
are you saying that it's the keeper that is not good, or is the player that is not good?
Messi should have done better on that day. You see, when it comes to, I know there was pressure on him. Immediately he took the ball, I knew he was going to, because I saw that look. I had seen that look before. In 2012 against Chelsea, when we were 2-1 up, and we had to get a goal in order to secure qualification. Then he had that penalty and blasted the ball. When I saw that look, I was like, Jesus, this is back to Hunters. And lo and behold, Messi played a wide. So it's just unfortunate.
Hey, and don't forget, tomorrow, GOC elections.
Oh, it's Ghana Olympic Committee. Yes, and I think we have two people there. For president, we have the former Ghana Hockey Association president in the person of
Lawyer Pogavi.
Yes, Lawyer Richard.
Pogavi, shout outs to you today. I know you are probably preparing for you are actually in your campaign and you are doing some caucus meeting, but we hope it goes on well tomorrow for you. And then to all the candidates that are actually putting in preparations for tomorrow's elections.
And also to our very own Dr. Benkedi Asante. Yeah, so he's also vying for that. Is what international reps for international. But yeah, I think that board portfolio there. We wish you the best. And if things like this happen, it means you are selling Ghana hockey. We get Ghana hockey at that level. Ghana Olympic Committee. We get Ghana hockey a rep there. I think it will help.
But if it's true, I mean, it's actually even going to increase the level of hockey in terms of its participation in Olympic Games.
And also to all candidates, we wish you the very best. May the best team win. Although we would love to see hockey reps there, but may the best person win. And
I mean, I can see. I've been following I think I followed up with their manifesto reading, and some of them had really good points in terms of putting hockey and making a name. Putting sports on a map when it comes to athletes in Ghana, but. In time past, I mean, these are all these are things that they normally say, but when they are given the mantles, like, I don't know whether they are the ones who are not able to do it, or they don't have the power to do it, or they are the ones who do not want to even do it. But I hope that probably maybe the new set of individuals, or probably maybe the old administration, if in case they are actually going to take over again, probably they are going to do much more work. Because, Charlie, when it comes to our Olympic things, I mean, international, if you look at some of the athletes, they are really good, but I mean, certain things don't go right with them well, and then some of them end up doing certain things. I mean, you see somebody who has actually triumphed in the world of sports for Ghana, and then you realize that he actually has to do a side job, like something that he has to involve himself heavily before he can actually make ends meet. I mean, it's not something that I should wish that every athlete will go in. So I think that tomorrow is their chance. Anybody who is elected, kudos to you. But we are going to delve into them probably maybe the next time we are going to be running next week, Sunday. And so this show is going to actually be happening each and every Sunday. We are going to be giving you updates on hockey. We are going to be diving into hockey, like deep down into hockey. But we are going to give you updates on sports and then certain other issues.
Okay, so before we get straight into business, don't forget we are not in normal times, but the not normal times have now become normal times for us. So don't forget to wash your hands with soap and running water. Let's practice social distancing. The use of our nose mask, alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Let's follow the government protocols and ensure that we keep ourselves safe and those around us. Remember, COVID is real, so please let's take note of that. Now let's go straight, Mr. Boakye. It's been 12 months since hockey in Ghana. We caught a glimpse of hockey. Now,
is it 12 months?
Yeah, I think March. It's been March. It was March when the president. Yes, okay. It was a week. The Saturday that we played the gala. To commence the 2020 league season. This very Sunday, the president announced the ban on sports and partial lockdown and all that. So it's been 12 months. Now, the Greater Accra Hockey Association, after receiving bashes here, and
they've been quite quiet. I think that probably they've been so quiet about updates. Probably maybe, like, normally I don't think that we need them to actually be giving us like, we want to start the league at this time and they disappoint. Like, what we wish that there will be constant communication from Greater Accra Hockey to the general public, because more or less majority of the players look up to the hockey league, the Greater Accra Hockey League, to actually build themselves up to play more hockey. And more or less, the national team itself is highly dependent on Greater Accra Hockey Association, this league, to make sure that they are actually fit and then they are ready for international matches. So if over a 12 months period, you're actually not hearing anything from there. I remember they had one Zoom conference meeting.
I think
that was the early part of April.
Sort of training for yes, that was last year. That was the only time I saw them engage the hockey fraternity. But I think, as you said, it's quite. It's not so good for the association.
I think
they were very quiet during the COVID season, and This is a game we are trying to. It is less known here in Ghana, but globally it is a well-known sport.
I received a couple of like people were always asking Mr. Boakye, when is the league starting? I was always like, I don't have much details about whether the league is going to start, and then I'm not also getting like feedback from like the association as in relation to when the league is actually going to start. So I might not be able to like tell you exactly when this league is going to start. But now after their AGM, I think last Saturday, right?
Yeah, sure.
After their AGM, now they have announced that the league is going to really start probably in May. So we are going to go dive into details when it. So like,
okay, and don't forget to send your comments on the issues we're going to discuss. It'll be read live here on our page, iSports 360. Make sure you tell a friend to tell another friend.
And please don't forget to share the link.
Yes,
to let others also watch.
To get on as we talk more about hockey. Now,
so now let's talk about the Greater Accra Hockey Association. Let's talk about the press conference, the presser they had. Was it a presser?
No, I think it was an AGM.
Yeah, annual general meeting they had. Yes, yes, with team managers of the various clubs in the Greater Accra League.
Now let's talk about the issues that were brought out there. I think the first thing was the proposed day to commence the league, which was the first day of May 2021. And do you think we will be ready for? When I say we, I mean the hockey fraternity, the association, and the clubs will be ready for the first.
Well,
of May.
as it stands now, majority of the teams would want the league to like commence so that at least they could see the body shape of their athletes. Because more or less, if you look at the body shape of our athletes, they are not engaged in any other sports apart from. They are not engaged in any other competition apart from the Greater Accra Hockey Association League. So if the Greater Hockey Association doesn't organize any league, they are actually dormant and they are actually doing their personal stuff. And so more or less, if they are going to start probably in May, it's good. It's good. For me, it's also good for them.
But do you think the association are they ready?
Well, they are saying they are ready. So probably maybe we would have to wait for it to commence before we could know exactly whether they are not prepared or they are not, because per what they discussed, it was like they are putting a lot of measures in place to make sure that the spread of the COVID is not going to really affect the gameplay. And I don't think that should even be an excuse for them. But I would have loved that, looking at the way football had already started as of last year. The Premier League started last year. I thought that probably maybe it should have actually induced them, but I think that probably maybe what actually made them halt or make them not want to start the league earlier was because of the ACN that was probably maybe taken out of our hands because of some issues in relation to COVID-19 and then the preparation of the pitch. I mean, if we are actually going to be, now the question is, if we are actually going to be playing on that same turf, how is Ghana Hockey going to actually be preparing the place for
the Cup of Nations?
The Cup of Nations.
Like, that was my next question for you.
I was more or less, if with what I know, with information that I've heard, probably I might be wrong, but with the information that I've heard, they're actually preparing the place for the
Cup of Nations.
The Cup of Nations. And so probably maybe they are going to take out the turf, because I've seen the turf that they brought. I've seen them. Even though they haven't been unpacked yet, but I've seen the bundles. It's still live. Even if you go to the pitch right now, you actually see them. So I'm wondering whether they are actually going to be doing the two coincidentally, or they're actually going to make the league end before they're actually going to start with the construction. Because more or less, if you look at the way hockey is like, we don't have turfs that we play hockey on. We just only have just the Tirizoko hockey pitch, which as it stands now, it states it's not something that anybody would want to play an international game on. I mean, I wouldn't even recommend that Ghana Hockey even tries to play any international game on. I mean, the place has to be like really worked on. And if you look at the facilities, some of the washrooms, I mean, if you're going to be having an international event and then you are going to be seeing washrooms not working and then some of the taps are not flowing with water, you are going to be seeing individuals not actually putting in themselves. I mean, looking at the pitch, the way the place is like, I mean, the cleansing of the place has to be done thoroughly so that at least we can have the pitch ready to host. But I don't know, probably maybe looking at Greater Accra Hockey Association's league, I mean, we've been playing it and we've been managing it like that. So I don't know whether Ghana Hockey Ghana Hockey has already given the go-ahead to Greater Accra Hockey to, proceed with the playing of the league. And I don't think that if they haven't, they would have actually come out to say that by 1st May, they are going to start the league. So I'm sure they have actually given them the go-ahead to actually start. But looking at the timing, I think it's really good to set as a pace for the players and for the coaches to get their tactics. But I think probably this should have even started maybe last year, maybe in the latter part of last year, so that at least, there should be some level of competition. It doesn't necessarily have to be a whole league. There are some little competition that should have been played along the line just to get a gist of hockey being played, on the field of play. So for me, that is what I really think that, it's good that they've brought it out, but I think probably we should have been earlier.
Okay, so it's a nice thing that the Greater Accra Hockey Association has decided to kickstart the 2021 Hockey League on the first day of May 2021. Yeah. Now, to our viewers out there, make sure if you want, you can send your name and your location where you're watching this live from, so that we'll let those who are watching also know those they are watching with. It is the first edition of your favorite Center Pass, where we delve into issues regarding hockey and other sports. Now, let's talk more about what was discussed there. Now, looking at the COVID, the protocols, how do you think these things are going to put in place? Because with other leagues, football in Europe, in Asia, across the world, even in hockey now, there's supposed to be a testing of players to ensure that all those who are ready for a match day are COVID-free. And the Ghana Hockey Association, the Greater Accra Hockey Association actually said that the NSA is going to foot the bill of that 200,000 Ghana cedis for all players that are going to be tested. Now, the testing is going to be done once, and do you think it's right for...
It's going to be done once?
Yes, that was what I was told. The testing is going to be done once. I don't know.
I just pray that the once means that it's going to be done before every match, because more or less, if the testing is going to be done once, maybe from the beginning, I don't know. Probably maybe we are likely going to... I know that the vaccine has been put out there for people.
Okay, so it's going to be a weekly COVID test. Yes,
sure.
A weekly COVID test.
Yeah, sure. So with that, I think that is a good point for them to note that, because more or less, as individuals go out and come into the hockey pitch, people are actually going to be carrying the virus. Who knows? Somebody can easily pass. But I don't know how the setup is going to be like, and I don't know how Greater Accra Hockey Association is going to manage in testing all players. And don't forget, when it comes to hockey, we are actually playing about 8 to 10 matches in a day. So, is it going to be before?
No, I think it was brought up that we're going to play, I think, 2 matches. So I think 3 matches per week. 3 matches per week due to the state we are in.
So that means they are going to have a long.
There's going to be a long duration for
the league.
Yes, for the league.
So if you're going to be actually playing 3 matches, then probably maybe that's a good sign for us to actually prepare ourselves well. I think that if they are actually going to be doing it that way, it's really going to help, because it's actually going to make players be very careful of themselves on the field of play. In another sense too, it's actually going to reduce spectatorship. Looking at the number of individuals who patronize hockey. If you look at we playing 8 games in a day, the level of spectatorship from morning to like 2 o'clock is not like from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock or to 6 o'clock. So if you're going to be playing 3 matches in a day, looking at spectatorship, unless probably Greater Accra Hockey Association is thinking about other means through which they can make hockey available for people outside the field of play to actually have a feel of it, then I think that probably maybe it's going to be a good one. But if we are just going to be anticipating for only results, and then they are not going to allow people to have a feel of the hockey on the field of play, then probably they should start thinking about other means through which are going to get the league out there to the general public for them to follow. Because more or less, I wouldn't want to stay in a house, because you know me, I'm in hockey, everything is hockey. I wouldn't want to stay in a house and then be sitting down and then be waiting for the scores for GRA versus Police. I want to go on the field and then go and watch.
Yeah, but I think as a 20% off the normal capacity of the Tudor Elko hockey stadium.
So what is going to happen to the other 80% of the people who would have loved to come and
you and I, watch it. You know, on match
because
days,
normally I'm always thinking
the stadium is not filled up. It's not filled.
I get you, but you realize that since the time we started playing hockey and then it's showing live on Facebook when Group N2K was like supporting, like the level of spectatorship online was really high. Because more or less, you can be at your workplace, probably working, and then you can still have a feel of what hockey is also made about in Ghana when it comes to Greater Accra Hockey League. And so I think Greater Accra Hockey should probably engage some agencies who are into broadcasting media or broadcasting or televising these things, if not on TV, if they can't get support from a media house that is going to take it upon themselves to do it, they should figure out a way to make it live for each and every person who wants to have a feel of hockey, enjoy it. Because more or less, we haven't had hockey felt in Ghana over a year. And now, what I know is that the national team is still training, and now we do not even know how their training is, because more or less, not everybody is allowed to even go to a place to go and have a watch. But this is more like the pivotal. This is like the bragging point of hockey in Ghana. I mean, hockey in Ghana doesn't have a bragging point apart from Greater Accra Hockey Association in this league. Because if somebody is going to sit down and say that hockey exists, it means that he's actually have a feel of hockey before. He's actually seen hockey being played before, or he's actually seen hockey being participated by teams. And so if Greater Accra Hockey Association is saying that they want to bring hockey back, kudos to the team that are bringing it up. But I'm thinking that if technology has changed and now broadcasting has not been limited to only traditional media, that is radio and TV, we should have a taste of a new breed of broadcasting when it comes to Greater Accra Association in terms of their league. They should figure out a way to make sure that the broadcasting of this particular league is made available for everybody, not only those who would have a feel of it on the field of play, and not only those who will be having the spectatorship role in the spectators or in the stands. They should figure out a way to make sure that the league is brought to the doorstep of everybody. And now, with Facebook Live, now with what we are doing, we are actually not spending so much money into getting this thing done. You just need some few equipment and few resources to get these things done. So I don't think that Greater Accra Hockey Association would have an excuse of saying that we don't have the resources to make these activities go live. If they say it, then that means it's false. Because I don't think that you need so much money weekly to get these things available for people to enjoy. And this is also going to even give you, the Greater Accra Hockey Association, even an upper hand when looking for sponsorship. Because more or less, if every brand is going to have itself associated with the Greater Accra Hockey Association when the league is broadcasted live, or let's say on Facebook, I mean, the number of people who are actually going to be watching globally for hockey in Ghana is going to even increase. And each and every brand, for example, let's say iSports 360 sponsors Greater Accra Hockey Association League, the number of people who are going to actually want to know about iSports 360 is going to increase in terms of our online search. So I think that this is going to be a really good standpoint for Greater Accra Hockey Association to say that based on we want to monetize our feeds and our rights, we are also going to make sure that people actually enjoy hockey being played in the house, and also to use it as a means of generating sponsorship.
Okay, so I believe the leaders of the Greater Accra Hockey Association are watching, and if so, if they are watching, or if they are not, make sure you send this to them. This from Mr. Boakye, that there are so many means and ways to ensure that this league is monetized, and we shouldn't look down upon hockey in Ghana. We are not doing something right, and we have to wake up. It's a wake-up call for all of us. I mean, with this COVID season, it should tell you that a time is coming where and when we might not be visible at where we are needed, so we'll need technology and all that. So we should make good use of what technology. Now let's go through what was discussed at the meeting last week by the Greater Accra Hockey. They talked about. They also talked about, after talking about the protocol measures, weekly matches with weekly COVID tests, at least 3 matches per week, and the use of 2 weeks to play a round. Then, or 2 matches in every 14 days to monitor the COVID issues. That they were talking about playing 2 matches. So let's say if Team A and Team B, if Team A plays a match today, they are going to play their next match in 14 days time, so that they can use that to assess the players to see if someone tests positive. So if you test positive, I think if you are tested, the result comes out within 14 days. So within that 14 days, you can still play for. And also they talked about all clubs should present a protocol officer for both training and match days. Then he said, note, these people will be trained by health officers. So
with all the protocols and the health issues and the health individuals, the protocols that they're trying to put in place, I just hope and I just believe that they are not saying it for saying sake. And I don't think that they would want to say this thing because they don't have the means. Them being able to bring this thing out in an AGM where managers and then players and then individual stakeholders are there and I'm sure they are ready to make sure that these things come into being. So we are going to be on standby and then be observant with the protocols. We are just going to wait for them to see. We are going to wait and see whether what they've actually talked about during their meeting is actually going to transpire during the league.
So we are going to assess you based on what you told us during the AGM. And also they talked about restrictions from some facilities at the pitch after disinfection of the facility has been done. It says some places earmarked as red zones will be out of bounds to team and officials, since those may be grounds for easy transmission of the coronavirus. Also no spitting, extended bench. So the bench will be extended to ensure the social distancing.
No spitting. How are they going to ensure no spitting?
I think it was introduced in football. Yes, if you spit, I don't know if it has been implemented or if you spit, you go, I think you'll be given a yellow card or so. Yeah, this is just to curb that.
Well, yeah, so if they'll be able to if they'll be able to stick to it, stick to the rules, it will be quite a good approach to curb it down.
And also they say match may be postponed if a team records about 4 positive cases of COVID. And 20% spectators at the seat capacity to be allowed to watch the games. Total capacity of the stadium is 1,200. So 20%, you can work your mathematics there. And there shall be medical risk assessment before the start of the league. Then we talk, this is where I wanted to, is that Welfare and Development Fund. Some monies were paid, this is about the 2020 season, especially the Development Fund to develop new players. Now, I wanted to talk about, is that one Ghana cedi base, flat base fund was proposed. Now, this will be paid by every player and official of every team and unit to support the development fund. For example, if a team has 30 players, 30 registered players plus officials, then it means the team is going to pay a minimum of 30 Ghana cedis a month. That is 1 Ghana cedi per person. Then, however, if a team has the capacity to pay more, then it is accepted. So this documentation on this project will be made available as soon as possible. So it was proposed. So I think it's still in the pipeline. This is a wonderful. I think it's
a wonderful idea from Greater Accra Hockey Association. I think this should have been probably discussed. This should have been one of the bases upon which they should have used to seek more funds to put in some of the activities that they want to do.
Okay, so I think Mr. Boakye, we have a comment from Charles Kobe Asante, captain of the Lagos Knights Hockey Club. He said they will punish any player that spits. So I think it was said that if a player
spits, you'll be punished.
Yeah, so
players, please, I beg you. If they punish me, I will come and see it. If they punish you,
these are rules that have been laid down.
I wouldn't want you to spit on the turf and then you'll be given a punishment, or you will be sent to the disciplinary committee to be punished. So I would beg each and every player, if in case you are running out of water, you are getting dehydrated, please walk yourself out of the pitch and go and get water than to spit around and then please make it. Don't you have any people who are like throwing shout outs to?
We'll go to the comment section soon. As I said, if you have anything regarding the state of Ghana hockey and also what you think, what do you make of the start of the Greater Accra Hockey League on the first day of May 2021? Do you think we are ready? When I say we, do you think Greater Accra Hockey Association and the teams are ready for this season? Just send us your comments. You go to iSports 360 on Facebook. There, where you are watching, just type the comment there. And also a concern of respect by younger players to any senior player should be seen in this 2021. So let's say any indiscipline from a younger player towards a senior player.
I mean, the level of...
Now, I have a problem with this because over the past few years, we've seen, I think, I want to believe that the Greater Accra Hockey Association will not be, there will not be any form of favoritism.
Because this is an issue that probably maybe if you want to bring it out and discuss right now, people are going to make it look like you're trying to bash somebody or do something. But I mean, I at a point, I don't think Greater Accra has been fair when it comes to putting out the disciplinary decisions out there for people to like really curtail. Normally, there are disciplinary issues that really happen on the pitch of play, and then you just don't hear anything about it. Or what you are going to know, all the outcome is that everything has been settled. What has been settled? I mean, you don't normally get a communique from the secretariat or something that is actually making known that this person, as a result of this, is going to be sanctioned. I think there was something at a point like that. But I think that communication, I think one of the issues that has been the bridge between hockey in Ghana and followership and spectatorship has been communication. More, that has been one of them, like the most important, one of the biggest gap that has actually happened between hockey and its followers. More often than not, you don't normally hear a lot of information about hockey in Ghana. And so that is why most media houses do not pay attention. You realize that, I mean, Peace FM is not going to be talking about hockey unless it's a major event. If there's an ACN or there's a ACCC, that is when probably maybe larger media houses are going to come in and would want to pick info from it. So then what are we actually doing as Greater Accra Hockey Association to make sure that we keep our name always in the limelight? I don't know whether it's fear that some of our leaders, I'm putting in quotes, some of our leaders have when it comes to making our activities known to the general public. Because more or less, football hasn't been football because it has kept quiet. Football has been football because everybody is talking. I mean, yesterday I witnessed the billionaire who took over as the CAF president.
Patrick Motsepe. He's the owner of, I think, Mamelodi Sundowns.
You could see that
Africa.
These people, they are always, if it wasn't for people who want to talk about football, maybe this man wouldn't have been even sanctioned. The previous Aman wouldn't have actually been given a ban on football. I mean, if there are issues that's supposed to be talked about, I think that we've bypassed the stage where we are supposed to look into our small hole and then think that hockey should be managed and spoken about by some few people. I mean, we shouldn't make everything of ours be known to the general public because they might want to ask certain questions. But trust you me, I mean, hockey is not for me. It's not for Wiseman. And I don't think it's for anybody. Hockey is for the whole country.
No, we came to meet hockey. Actually.
I mean, we all came into existence to meet.
Most of us came to meet. Those who started hockey, they've done a very good job. So
really done a good job.
I don't think we should.
I don't believe. I don't think that. I did not believe that the leaders would have a perception about hockey going the turmoil or going down. But I believe that at every point in time, hockey, sports in general, has evolved to the point where you do not need to now sit down and then to create certain things in place to make sure it works. Now, things have become very easy for us to do. I mean, we going out live here is just by a click of a button, and we are going out live. I mean, communications to the general public shouldn't necessarily be some level of information. I think, and I believe that if we start putting out the relevant information that brings about the enjoyment or the fun, even the criticisms, even in hockey, is even going to make people know that hockey is really doing a good job. But you don't hear a lot of criticisms in hockey. All what you hear is that hockey is about to start an event this particular day. We are going to meet the president. Who's going to talk about it. Greater Accra Hockey Association is going to have its meeting, and then they've called the media houses, or maybe there's going to be something that the media houses have even invited. Apart from that, nothing goes out there to the general public for them to know about what is happening in hockey. And I think this is what now we should be looking at. Hockey should not evolve around only the good things. I mean, if there are things that are not going on right that are supposed to be spoken about, please, we advise that it should be spoken about. It should be talked about so that each and every person who actually has interest in hockey can know what is happening and can be able to support in terms of idea and in terms of finances. So I believe that it is high time we look beyond hockey being a family sport and it's supposed to be a national sport. Hockey shouldn't be by some small group of people, me and Wiseman and my friends, and then iSports team who want to make hockey. No, it should be something that should evolve around everybody who wants to play and then who wants to like feel interested.
Okay, so there you heard it all from Mr. Boakye. I think we have consent here. Charles Kobe Asante says what he meant was a card will be given to any player that spits. That's what he meant by penalized.
Did they actually mention?
As in the card, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yes. And also there's Neo Kanta Ankara. I am Neo Kanta Ankara watching from Dansuman. And
Thank
he says
you so much.
The 1st of May is his birthday.
Wow.
Oh, happy birthday in advance,
Happy birthday
Neo
in advance.
Kanta.
And we'll make sure we shout out to you on that particular day.
Yeah, and he says Ghana hockey will go far. I'll be praying for a better and successful league this season. Same here. We are all praying for a successful league season. And also Abna, he said Caroline and Abna watching live from the United States of America.
Wow, straight from the United States. Well,
and we have roll call. He said I'm Benjamin, and he was at the AGM, and he said it was said that training at the pitch for junior teams is free. So they said training at the pitch for the junior teams.
Even if training at the pitch is going to be free,
time should be allocated for the junior teams to train.
If training at the pitch is going to be free, how is it going to be like? Because more or less the national team is still training. So are they going to make it free? But trust you me, if training at the, I don't think training at the pitch has been actually, there has actually been a fee for the youth teams when in terms of their training. I don't think there has been that case where there's been fee payment for junior teams in terms of their training on the field. The problem has been conveying the players from their humble abode to the pitch to train. That has been the issue. Because if you look at the players who participate in hockey, majority of them don't live very close. They don't live very close to the pitch. They are quite in a distance from the pitch. And so if it is the pitch that they have to use it as a means of baiting them to come and then train on the pitch, probably maybe it might not work.
I think Mr. Boakye, this boils down to sponsorship. That is what the Greater Accra Hockey Association should be working on.
I think that
I see a time coming where we'll have problems for the junior teams.
If you look at
not even the junior teams, some of the, because the likes of Akmen, now Akmen is no more in the league.
Akmen is no more in the league.
Yes. So we have only S-Checkers, GRA, police.
Wiseman, are you saying it as a result of what you've heard or what you are sure about?
No, what I'm sure about. Akmen, they are not part of the men's league. The very last season there were only 5 teams.
Wow.
S-Checkers, GRA men, Ghana policemen, Reformers, and Lego Knights of the University of Ghana. So before that, we had 7 clubs. Now we have 5.
Now we have 5. So now we've lost.
We've lost trustees.
And trustees issue. I'm sure we are going to talk about the trustees issue at some.
Yes, some other time.
I know people have actually been waiting for the trustees issue for some time now, but we are going to delve into it at another point, not today. So this.
So looking at the trend, I think if care is not taken, I think I was suggesting this. Now look at the junior, the youth league, youth league. Now there are so many schools here in.
I mean, there are a lot of schools that are even
that play hockey. We have Osu, Presec, we have St. John's, we have Presec Legon, Accra Academy. Academy part of the league now. They should. That was a nice initiative.
I think that was a nice initiative. I mean, they involving the students. From
and most of their players were called to the under 21.
Yes. And I mean, it was a good approach for them to like actually fix them inside. And I think probably subsequently they shouldn't be looking at that. Looking at the female section, Greater Accra Association, looking at the females division, one of the divisions that is actually lacking a lot of individuals there. Majority of the players are migrating from the small teams to the bigger teams like GRA and then the police. What is happening to these so-called small teams? Are they dying off? Or we are saying that because we are getting good players from these small teams to the bigger teams, so the other teams should die out. I mean, we saw some teams that were almost, I don't know whether they were relegated or I don't know what word to use, but there are some teams that are not participating in the Greater Accra Association League now, of which I believe that if much attention was given to those teams, they wouldn't have actually even left. And then probably maybe it's high time attention paid to youth division should be much more of a focus than the A-League, the so-called A-League. Because more or less, it is the youth division, and I know that it has been about 10 years ago that the individuals who are playing in the A-League That is when they started training to be fit. And I'm not sure 10 years ago, we didn't have good players. We didn't have good players to participate in the bigger teams. Now we are seeing a lot of migration and a lot of transfer from the youth teams and the younger teams to the A-League. What is going to happen to the youth league? Is the youth league going to still actually now look for crop of players to actually now participate? And if you look at the training activities of these youth teams, majority of the expenses, majority of the caretaking of the players are normally borne by the head coaches. So they take almost up to like 80 to 100% of some of them's involvement in hockey. And I think it is high time like we take out that burden from the coaches. I once had an interaction with one of the youth teams, and listening to the coach is like he actually foots the bill of almost all the players from where they are to the field of play. And after he foots the bill back to the field of play, because if he doesn't do that, he wouldn't have players to participate during the league.
And these crop of players are the hub of Ghana hockey, because if we don't get them interested or if we make them lose interest in the game, then after the likes of the Akabas, the Insalbinis, the Alfreds, then that's all. Then we are not going to get players to fill in the gap. So I think Greater Accra Hockey Association should focus much on the youth
team, because without them, hockey in the next 10 years is not going to be hockey. I mean, if every year the level of exits is high. And if I say high, if you have 7 teams participating in a league and then every year you are getting 1 team out of the league, the rate of exit is so high. Because more or less, if after 5 years, you're not going to have any team participating in the league anymore. And does that mean that hockey is going to like die as at that point? No, that shouldn't be the case. I think that majority of the expenses of Greater Accra Hockey Association, I know they are putting in effort to make sure they get enough sponsorship, but I think that much attention should be raised when it comes to youth development. And if youth development is going to actually serve us well for hockey, and trust you me, when I watched the match with between Ghana in Singapore with is it Netherlands or Belgium, the third and fourth game that we played.
Yes, with Belgium.
Looking at the players who made up the list, looking at the individuals who are making up the list, they are the same level of individuals as at that time in 2010 and 2021. These crop of players are now the national team.
Yes, for both
Belgium and then Ghana. If you are comparing Ghana to Belgium right now in terms of development when it comes to youth, put Belgium alone on a scale, and it will outweigh Ghana over 1,000, because effort is placed in youth development in these countries. And I'm not using this comparison to say that Ghana hockey hasn't done anything for hockey. No, I'm just saying that the level of involvement of the youth in the development process should be much more of an interest to Ghana hockey and Greater Accra hockey than concentrating so much on the A-League, of which they believe that is what is going to actually fetch them sponsorship. Yeah. If much attention is not given to the youth development and the progression of the youth teams to upscale, it is going to become very difficult for somebody who plays in the youth division to migrate into the A-League, because if the youth development is not there enough to make sure that they are actually enriched, and I know most of the players who are even participating in the A-League and who are even playing for the national team, majority of them actually do some of the things on their own because they want to get there. How are we going to make sure that we can bring all of these youth individuals together, put them on a platform where they can be able to showcase talent and be able to bring out something for Ghana hockey? If that problem is not solved from the onset, I mean, no matter how far we are going to actually put Greater Accra hockey or actually going to put hockey on a scale, it might not be able to outweigh individuals even like Egypt and South Africa. Because even with Egypt and South Africa, we are even struggling. How can we be able to upscale to play the likes of England and even China? China is even, we are even not on the scale of China. China is not even a hockey playing country, but they are actually much more better when it comes to development than even us.
Okay, so you heard it all from Mr. Boakye talking about development of the youth here when it comes to hockey in Ghana. And I think the Greater Accra Hockey Association, there's a lot on your shoulder with respect to developing the youth when it comes to the game of hockey. As I said, they are the hub, the crop of players we have now, the youth division, they are the hub of Ghana hockey. So if we neglect them, then we are neglecting the future of Ghana hockey. So let's our focus be on these crop of players. I'm not saying we should shift our attention from the main or the national team, but I was very disappointed when the under 21 youth African Cup couldn't hold. I was very disappointed because I was looking forward to see these young lads. It would be a sort of motivation for them because I'm donning the colours, the national.
I spoke to one of the players and he was like, Charlie, he actually suspended a lot of things just because of
because they were anticipating that tournament and facing the likes of South Africa, the likes of Egypt, and this is a step in the right direction. So I am praying that this tournament holds. It shouldn't be cancelled, regardless where it is hosted. The Ghana Hockey Association, Dr. Benkedi Asante, I know you are doing a lot for Ghana hockey, and together with his executive should ensure whether it is hosted in South Africa, Egypt, these young lads will represent Ghana, so that it will be a sort of morale booster for those who are coming, those who are 12 years, 13, 14.
I mean, the last time I remember we preparing a youth team for an international tournament like this was when they were actually preparing for the Olympics in 2010. Apart from that, I don't know, I don't remember, I don't recall any other preparation for the youth in terms of participating in a major event like this. And so if they miss this one again, now it's been like 10 years since they participated in an event. And if you're not going to see that again, who knows, it might even end up 20 years. So I believe that it is high time, like, even if it's not going to be something of a major, I mean, there are a lot of nations that are around us that we can participate in, just for the level of involvement and keeping people like interest in the sports.
Okay. Yeah, so that's it from Mr. Boakye. Now we're still talking about the states, and now we've moved from the Greater Accra Hockey Association in preparation for the 2021 league season on the 1st of May. I know I am anticipating so much. We miss hockey. I miss talking about hockey. I miss writing about hockey. I miss playing hockey. I know you out there, you also miss. Even those of you who don't play, you miss watching it because it's a very interesting and nice game. Yeah. So I believe from the likes of GRA, Exchequers, Police, Reformers, Lagos Knights.
I like
everybody miss hockey.
Normally, some of the players they sometimes take out some portions from some of the videos that are online about the games that they play, and they share it just to make people know that actually hockey is not dead, like hockey is still alive. And you could see that people are actually waiting for hockey to come back so that they can actually enjoy it. So if hockey is coming on the 1st of May, Charlie, is really a good.
So from Kobe Asante, he said, I'm buzzing. Can't wait for the season to start. And that's the skipper for Lagos Knights Hockey Club. I know they are preparing so well for the upcoming season to see if they can rub shoulders with the likes of GRA. Actually, they were doing so well in the 2019-2020 season. Yes, they were playing so well. Then COVID, I think so. Let's see if they can continue from where they stopped. Now, Mr. Boakye, let's talk about the state of Ghana hockey as it stands now.
The state of Ghana hockey.
Yes, the current state of Ghana hockey. Let's not go deep. I wanted us to talk about
the state of Ghana hockey cannot be spoken about in like 10 minutes because we just have only 10 minutes left to ask you and the show. But we are just going to give you a gist so that probably maybe next week we are probably going to go.
Okay, Mr. Boakye, I think we have a concern here from Harris Tien. He said, I agree with you both on the issue of youth development, citing soccer as an example. Due to the fact that there are numerous competitions with attractive rewards and decent media attention, there are several instances of private people spending on developing soccer players by setting up academies and clubs for young people. He said, this is where hockey needs to take a cue, because the young people are disappointed, the more likely that interest in hockey among the much younger generation will become non-existent. So the more young people are disappointed,
the more likely the interest in hockey among what the younger generation becomes.
There's a correlation between the two.
The behind closed doors approach to everything regarding top level hockey decisions has to be discarded, and it needs to become more of an
and that was the point I was saying.
So thank you so much,
There should always be an open forum where we are having a lot of conversations about hockey, so that people can actually find the interest in it, not just behind closed doors meetings, and then by the time you realize there's a publication and then this and this and this and this. We need to know what is happening in hockey. We want to know, and now social media has made it very easy for us to communicate. And so I don't think that Greater Accra Hockey Association is going to say or give an excuse that they don't have the means through which they can communicate to the world in relation to what is happening in terms of their plans and processes. I'm waiting to see a plan from Greater Accra Hockey Association, like something detailed that is actually pitching what they intend to do probably in some couple of years. I don't know whether it has been tied to administration per administration.
You don't blame just Greater Accra Hockey Association. This is a problem for Ghana.
It's a problem for Ghana.
Yes. So the mother body has a problem.
But don't you think that it's high time we start moving away from, because it's a mother problem, the children should suffer?
Yeah. I'm not saying they shouldn't do anything, but I'm just saying that don't be so much worried about that, because
see, sometimes I am worried. The reason why I am worried is that I go online and I see the level of enthusiasm when it comes to other sports in other countries. I'm not going to compare myself to African countries because I don't want to limit myself to them, because I know the potential of Africa is strong and wild. If we can do better when it comes to AFCON, Ghana winning an AFCON, it means that we can do better in terms of hockey, in terms of rugby, in terms of goalball, in terms of rope. We can do in terms of swimming. Table tennis is actually even taking us being upscale. But it seems that much attention is given to some elite, well-known sports than others. And I think that is where probably maybe GOC will have to be very firm and very strong in trying to make sure that they actually get every sport into the limelight. Look at the number of sporting disciplines we have in Ghana. 43.
I saw
43 sporting disciplines.
Canoeing.
If I ask
Federation.
you, Wiseman, if I ask you mention 20, it will be a problem. Mention 10.
Oh, I can do weightlifting, hockey, blah blah, rugby.
Those are the world.
I saw canoeing federation. I was like, wow.
Today, as I was coming, I even saw row Ghana. I think they are getting you some sponsorship drafts. Are also having their association, their federation. Chess. I've even seen American football even being started in Ghana. So it's like there are a lot of potential when it comes to sports. But the point he's making about individual stakeholders trying to take it upon themselves to develop. And I know in hockey, there are a lot of private individuals who are taking upon themselves to make sure that hockey becomes hockey. But sometimes the support. You can bring it up with yourself, but you need support from the mother body who have the vision to make sure that anybody who has an interest in making hockey go into this direction, this is the support that we have for you. It is going to be a morale booster for each and every person, for each and every private individual to have stakeholder, like a stake in a particular team. Look at NDK Financiers and look at Safoda Ventures. It is NDK Financial Service who has a stake in NDK Finances. Safoda as a company has a stake in Safoda. What happens to the other teams? More or less, you realize that most of our teams are actually built around certain stakeholders, but there are a few. And the ones that are like private and are individuals, they are doing it alone. They don't get more or less sponsorship from a lot of people, and so it becomes like a hindrance for them to like, okay, see, I want to invest about 10,000 into my team and make sure they actually win the league. There's no motivation to even do that, because more or less, if you win the league as a youth team, what do you get?
The prize money is just a trophy that we're taking after the celebration,
and that is not enough. I saw what is it called? Kenya's league, and then the winners of their league, each player gets a small trophy just to keep in your room. It's okay. It's from the starts. Something as a starter. Sometimes we are not saying that give them 20,000, 50,000. We want the players to feel appreciated when they end the league. And if I'm going to be given a trophy and I'm going to be taking it back, would you play? Would you enjoy it?
Okay,
Come on.
So the Ghana and the Greater Accra Hockey Association, actually, they are doing a great job there. Take nothing from them. And also, talking about corporate Ghana, I think this is the time we need corporate Ghana on board.
Well, see,
but
also, I always feel
let's say something about I think Ghana Gas. They are doing so well for Ghana hockey as it stands now.
But you see, the reason why sometimes I don't like it when we only associate hockey to one particular brand is that it doesn't help in the long run. One, you are having Ghana Gas CEO as your president, so more or less he's going to be making sure that there is going to be room for hockey in terms of its corporate social responsibility. So Ghana Gas sponsoring hockey is more or less like something that has transcended because you have a CEO of Ghana Gas, which is good. But what happens? Should it end there? It is high time, I think, that individuals are supposed to be entrusted with hockey to manage. They should be giving hockey to manage. More or less, there are individuals who are I'm not saying that individuals who are managing hockey are not doing the right thing. But all what I'm saying is that hockey shouldn't necessarily be run by people who are already occupied. Because more or less, if I am occupied and if I am the CEO of a particular corporation and I'm also the board member of this corporation, I'm also CEO of this corporation, I'm also CEO of this corporation, what ends up is that I don't have time for the sports. So I leave it up to some people to take responsibility. And the people who have even left in charge of are the ones who are also doing other activities, who also do not have time. So more or less, the individuals who are running the sports don't even have time for the sports. So I believe, from my point of view, that hockey should have an administration whose job is like the GFA, Ghana Football Association. They have individuals who are working, if it's a 9-to-5 job, if it's a full-time job, like they have a full-time job that they are actually doing to make sure that they get hockey up the scale, so that at every point in time, if hockey needs sponsorship, we don't wait till an event before we start calling people on boards and then asking people whether we can get sponsorship. Those things should be the things of the past. It's high time we move away from those things. I know I have less than a minute, but I believe that if hockey can progress to the next stage, we need to leave the responsibility of hockey into some people to manage, and then we task them. We make sure that they are actually managing and they are giving us results. That is when we can see the essence of what we are actually doing in hockey.
So we leave it in the hands of people when we task them and we ensure that they are doing what is expected of them. Now, Charles Kobe Asante says, do we have rewards for top goal scorers, player of the season, assist, and the like? Charles, you and I know there's nothing like that. But we are praying that the Greater Accra Hockey Association in this season will bring up something. I think something small. They don't need a car, they don't need a house. Something small just to motivate players. Now, Nana Kwame Esa Anyane says hockey. Jojo says we need more corporate institutions on board. That's what Mr. Boakye said, not leaving that in the hands of just one corporate body, but let's spread it across so that we have so many corporate institutions on board.
I mean, if we were able to, if at a point, since hockey was able to get that corporate individuals involved, why are we struggling with like Greater Accra Hockey? I mean, what is
so it means there's something they are not doing.
Is there something that we are not doing?
We're playing the same hockey. Says hockey. They played hockey. That one wasn't for a day.
For even
the 2 days something. 2-day event. And they were able to get as many as I think 7 or so corporate institutions.
So
what is Greater Accra Hockey
itself is not having that much of a sponsorship.
So I think there's something they are not doing. So I believe the executives of the Greater Accra Hockey Association
should start looking at things. If they have to go and then find out how Sis Hockey was able to manage to get things like that done, they should start looking at those.
They should go to them and ask
how they were able to pull it off.
The Bible says, "Ask and it shall be given." So if you ask, it will be given unto you. So, it's been 60 minutes of I don't know. Great interactions, and I know you out there, you've learned a lot, you've heard a lot, and I believe the Greater Accra Hockey Association, together with the clubs, the likes of GRA, Police, Exchequers, Reformers, Lagos Knights, Young Financiers, Citizens,
NDK,
Royal Ambassadors. I know, believe
Safoda.
all these clubs were present at the annual general meeting, and we are ready for the 2021 season. Let's ensure that everything that was discussed there was spread it to our team members, so that we put it on them. We make it it should be embedded on them to go by the rules and regulations that were voiced out at the annual general meeting. So this is what time will allow us for the first edition of Center Pass. I believe you enjoyed it. Join us same time next week, 2 p.m. Every Sunday,
2 p.m. Please don't forget.
We talk more about hockey, issues relating to Ghana hockey, Africa hockey, the world at large. That we delve into other sporting disciplines. This has been your favorite time.
Time with Wiseman is coming soon.
Yes, the Time with Wiseman is coming soon tomorrow. So make sure you get ready for the third episode. So then I see you next same time next week. My name is Wiseman William Aiti, and I was joined by
Mista Boakye.